Fran here, and today I'm very excited. I am talking to Robin, who is in Guatemala. She is the Director of Operations at Tuqtuquilal, and we've just started a beautiful partnership bringing the ceremonial-grade cacao from the Mayan lands up in the north of Guatemala here to South Africa. So let me just call Robin in here. And Robin, if you can already just send a request to join, that'll be great. That'll just save a bit of time. Sometimes it takes a few attempts. All right. Let's try one more time, Robin. It is showing that there's a request. Just when I click the button, nothing happens. There we go. Press the button again. Something happened.
All right.
Hello, sister. There you are.
Great.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining today. You're linking in from Guatemala and me from South Africa. So we do have a bit of a time difference. So I really appreciate you joining this conversation today. I just gave a little introduction already, who you are and kind of your official title at Tuqtuquilal. But I would love to hear from you what your role is there, how you got to be at Tuqtuquilal, anything else you feel might be helpful just to contextualize you and Tuqtuquilal for everyone.
Great. Yeah, thanks. I'm so glad to be here with you all across the world. Here we are in Guatemala. I've been in Guatemala for about 10 years now. I'm working with a variety of different projects. And a little over a year ago, a friend of mine who's the founder of this project invited me to connect a bit more with cacao and where it came from and get to know the process and the families that work with the cacao that I already started to drink on my own. And so I came out to this project here in the middle of Lanquin, Guatemala, which we're in the middle of the country, up in the tropical rainforest of Alta Verapaz, Guatemala. And so I came out here to the project and got to know it and really just fell in love with the project and being here and decided to be part of the project. So now I've been here for a little over a year. And I'm helping run the operational side of running here. We basically we're a regenerative center, Tuqtuquilal. So we work here with demonstrative parcelas and like demonstrative agroforestry, and we also have a tourism center here too with some cabins and a little cafe that we're running. So we offer the space that can combine both the foreigners that come and visitors that come from all over the world and Guatemala too, to this beautiful area. We're very close to beautiful Smook-Champay, which is a nice river coming through. And then we're in the territory of Maya Kekchi. And so we are in the middle of this large region, this Mayan legacy of Kekchi people and still their culture as well. So most people here they speak Kekchi as their first language, and they live the Mayan culture daily here in this region, which is agriculture based. And so most of the families work with cacao and cardamom and other spices as well. And that's who we work with as part of our community here in Tuqtuquilal.
Thank you so much, Robin. Yeah, and I had the privilege of visiting and meeting you at Tuqtuquilal and visiting another cacao farm while we were there, or while I was there. And at this point, I'd actually just like to invoke in the spirit of cacao before we speak a little bit more about it. And I know you've already prepared yourself a cup of cacao, and I've also got mine here. So I invite us to bring it to our heart space, maybe even close the eyes for anybody that's listening in. You're welcome to do the same, maybe a hand on the heart, maybe the eyes closed if that's convenient. Just taking a deep breath or two. And just dropping the awareness into the heart. And just starting to connect into the spirit of our own hearts, our own individual hearts. It's cacao that has brought us together, and she assists us to activate and connect through this space. But she doesn't only work alone. Like Robin's already shared, she's part of community, part of forests. And so we also give thanks to the heart of the sky, the heart of the rains, the heart of the earth, the heart of the soils, the heart of the sacred fire, and the heart of the four winds. And we give thanks to the spirit of technology, bringing us together today, making this call possible, and allowing us to be one global tribe. And mainly we give thanks to Ish Cacao, spirit of cacao, for bringing us all together from the heart space. I'm going to take a sip of my cacao before we continue on with our conversation. So that leads me into asking you how you are drinking your cacao. I know it's morning there for you. So how you are drinking your cacao right now, and then what other ways are your favorite ways of drinking cacao?
Nice. Yeah, I feel like right now I'm drinking my cacao. This morning I heated it up with a little bit of cardamom, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of panela, and a pinch of salt, black salt that we have here. We have black salt from the region close to us, so it has like all these minerals in it, and it's like a really nice light, just like brings out the flavors. So that's one of my favorite ways. Honestly, I usually add turmeric to it. Today, for some reason, I did not, but usually I do add turmeric to it. Yeah, it definitely is like a daily, like good mixture of all the good spices, all that we grow here as well too, and within the family. Actually, my favorite way is actually just putting it in the blender. It makes it really nice and creamy. And this morning, I also added a little bit of oat milk to it that we made here too. Yeah, nice little mixture. I think that's one of my favorites. Although I will say, I was hoping to. I'm still trying to get down the technique that Fran showed me when she was here. How to make her cacao. And honestly, that's also one of my favorites to like make over the fire, over the stove. You just whip it up. It's really, really lovely. I'm still working on the technique, but I will say that most mornings it's in the blender, which makes it nice and creamy.
Well, if you never practice over the stove, you're never going to get the technique down.
I will start. I was taking time for it.
There's a time and a place for it all. Yeah, I remember that was such a cool moment. We had such a short amount of time to actually have that small little demonstration making cacao for everybody that was there that morning, and yeah, it was very cool. I was under a lot of pressure because there was also a time limit, and as you know, it takes the convenience of a blender it's quite quick, but on the stove you've got to be very present. And I've learned the hard way as well by burning the cacao or making everything a rush through it. But yeah, it does create a beautiful way of meditating with our cacao if we can make it slow. So next time I come visit, I expect you to have mastered that technique. All right.
Will do.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, so that was one thing that was such a cool experience when I visited, was to be shown the entire process. So at Tuqtuquilal, not only are cacao trees growing there, as well as the other communities that Tuqtuquilal supports, but they also are harvested and fermented, dried, roasted, hand peeled, and then processed into the paste. So part of what the ecotourism is, and Robin, I would like you just to flesh this out a little bit more for me, is to actually have that farm experience, the tour, and then to actually crush some of the fresh beans. Well, in my case, they were still warm. They'd just come off the toasting plate and just been peeled. I remember peeling them, and they were still hot, some of them, and then taking those beans and actually doing the hand grinding process on the lava rock, and that was just incredible. And then from that, we made the fresh cacao as well. And it was just some of the most connected some of the most connected experiences I've ever had with cacao, because it was the whole process, literally from soil all the way into the belly. So can you speak a little bit more about the space at Tuqtuquilal and the different